So, you're planning to come to Australia but want to lighten the load of your tuition. Your scholarship essay will be the make or break, and if you're worried that you won't be accepted or you've applied and haven't heard anything back, it's probably not because you're not good enough. Genuinely, if you meet all the requirements to be eligible for a scholarship in a university in Australia, it's usually because of how you're writing your scholarship application. So today I'm listing out the 5 biggest scholarship mistakes that international students make and exactly what to write instead, so you have the best shot at grabbing the attention of the scholarship decision maker and securing your dream of studying in Australia. I came to Australia as an international student just because I gained a 50% scholarship at UTS studying my dream course, and now I have a thriving career here. I do YouTube to help you guys out. I'm living in one of the best cities in the world, and it just made my university life a bit more easier knowing that I had a scholarship that was helping me lighten the load of tuition and not having to worry about it that much. Only 3 people worldwide get the scholarship every year, so I wasn't holding my breath when I applied. I knew I was a good writer, but securing the scholarship made me more confident in what I wrote and why it was compelling. So follow along. I help international students with any questions they have to come study, live, and build a life in Australia. I've made a whole heap of videos on a range of topics, so go check out my channel and stick around, and let's just get into it. Mistake number 1, writing your life story instead of a strong opening. An intro like, my name is this, I come from this country, I was born here, and then I moved there. The decision maker reads a bunch of these intros, and by the time you get to your point of why you deserve the scholarship, they're already bored. They've already gone through the same spiel with a whole heap of candidates trying to tell their life story to them as well. Now here's what to write instead. Start with a purpose-driven opening, and it could be a quote that really inspires you or that relates to your story, and do it by some renowned leaders like Martin Luther King, and try to incorporate that in your story and relate it back to that. Don't just throw on any quote, but a quote that really speaks to your life and is very important to you. And then go on to, I'm applying for the scholarship because it aligns with my goal of XYZ and will allow me to make XYZ impact. It's short, clear, and powerful, and it lets them know what you're really trying to convey straight away. It's not just us with short attention spans with our phones and reels. Everyone these days wants to cut the fluff, and this immediately positions you as someone who knows what they're doing, because the decision maker won't sit you down and try to know your life story and why you deserve it. They're just gonna want to know you as well as possible in as little time as possible. So you gotta be clear, direct, and commanding. You gotta tell a story that leads them where you want them to go, not just figure out who you are with a bunch of paragraphs. And that is an art of creative writing or communicative writing, but try to make different versions of the opening, because that's the first impression and how they're gonna end up knowing you. So make it really strong and powerful and clear. Number 2, only talking about your financial struggles. Almost everyone applying for a scholarship will have a financial story. It's not unique. I know you probably deserve it more than the other person, but just someone giving you grace for your struggles will not get you what you want, even though that is harsh, and people that do deserve it more should have it. It should be equitable, but your entire application cannot focus on hardship. It might make you blend in the crowd, and that's not what you want. You want to stick out, you want to be unique. Show resilience and contribution instead. Try something like, despite financial limitations, I've consistently been able to achieve XYZ. That can be your academic achievement, some of the volunteering you've done, or something that showcases your leadership. And then go on to say, this scholarship will help me continue contributing in these areas. You want to show you're not just asking for help, you're actually going to do something with it and you're worth investing in. That's what companies do as well to get investors interested. Not just ask for their money and say they're going to do these big things, but show past experience where you have done that, where you've had a hardship and you've come out of it and now you're reaching for better things, and how much more better you'll do with that. Mistake number 3, not showing evidence. So just on the back of that, saying I'm hardworking, I'll show you how well I could do means nothing without proof. Scholarship committees need examples, not objectives. So convey that with this formula: action, outcome, and impact. So you could say something like, I led a project that raised $500 for a community event, which increased participation among students at our school by 30%. So that shows you have leadership qualities and you've led initiatives even at your school level. And just imagine what you'll do at university doing similar great things. So it's specific, it's measurable and memorable, because when you give people something measurable, like a stat or a number to it, people remember that. Just by saying I led a project that did heaps good for a school means nothing, but when you add the $500 and then weaving in the qualitative aspect of how good that was for the community and just highlighting the participation you had in that initiative, really helps them see you in a better light. And also, don't lie. Like, they're not going to check if you actually did it. But there is something special about writing something genuine. Like, even if I read something that just sounds inauthentic and it's just one paragraph about how they did this community project, and I can't see in their writing of how they're that type of person, it just raises alarm bells. So don't write something you haven't done. Try to be genuine, try to be authentic, and be rewarded for that. What's the fun in being rewarded for someone you're not? Now, moving on, mistake number 4, forgetting to link your goals back to studying in Australia. Many students talk about their future goals, but forget to connect them of why specifically studying in Australia would help and why the scholarship in Australia matters. Now, this can connect to the industry you want to work in, the impact that has, and that could look like studying in Australia will allow me to specialize in XYZ field, which is not available in the same capacity in my home country. With this knowledge, I aim to achieve XYZ career impact. Now, because a communications degree wasn't that widely available in my home country, and specifically it didn't have the rigorous curriculum that my degree in Australia would have, that's the reason I gave. And that just also shows that you've read the curriculum and how that's going to help you specifically. So mention the topics that you're really interested in from your curriculum if they're available online, which they probably are. Most of the universities publish that these days for you to have a look through. This tells them you actually understand what it means to come and study there and what Australia offers and why the scholarship really matters. Mistake number 5, not ending with a compelling closing statement. Now, as much as the start is important, so is the ending. Sometimes people just read the start and end of a letter or an essay, and we all know that. So your body paragraph should be skimmable, but your starting and ending statements should be very compelling. Most students just say, thank you for considering my application. That is way too generic. We don't want to have the same impact as everyone else. Now, here's what you can write instead. Use a confident, forward-focusing closing statement. Something like, this scholarship would not only support my education, but enable me to contribute meaningfully to the Australian community through XYZ career contribution. I am committed to making the most of this opportunity and the person it will lead me to be. And strong and memorable. And again, you're emphasizing the impact. Now, if you want to see the exact structure I used to write my successful scholarship application, you can download that through the link in the description. And a lot of people have told me how it's helped them and how it's given them a clear idea of what scholarship decision makers are really looking for. So it could be really helpful to you, especially if you're aiming for a scholarship in Australia and it's your dream to come here and study. So it's my actual scholarship application sample, my scholarship essay, the scholarship essay that gave me the life I wanted in Australia. And I also have other resources such as my cover letter template that helped me gain internships and jobs in Australia. So go check that out. Or if you have more questions and need personalized help, I do offer one-on-one consultation calls, and in those 30 minutes I can answer any questions that you have about jobs in Australia, studying in Australia, scholarships, starting a business, because I've done that also in Australia. Otherwise, I'm posting here every week. You can find me on Instagram as well for more Australian lifestyle content, and I'll see you next time.